Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and for day 2 of the Halloween treat week. So if you haven't seen already, have a look at yesterday's video where we made these lantern boxes. Now it is Halloween treat week, but these would work equally for birthdays, Christmas. So imagine these lantern ones made with Deck the Halls, the new Graphic 45 collection for Christmas. Now, the first couple of videos I'm doing this week are using the new patterns and solids size and using them quite effectively, because from each sheet of this new 8.5 by 11 pattern solids, we are making 4 of these treat holders. So we've made the lanterns already, and today we're going to make cracker ones. So with the cracker ones, we're going to use the same sort of technique we used before with our envelope punch board, but doing it double-ended. I have done these before in different sizes, but as I said, this is now sized to make the most out of the ghostly greetings, the patterns and solids. So all I need to do is to cut one of these in quarters. So we've done some of the red, we've done a black one. So to throw into the mix, let's have the green stripes, I think. So nice and easy, we're going to cut this in quarter. So with the long edge, I'm going to cut it at 5.5, which is half of the 11. And then the 8.5, so we're going down to 4.25. And the lovely thing about these patterns and solids is we get 2 patterns for every colour. So when you have, so we've got the squares and the stripes, but then the back is also a green colour. So it'll all match. So you could make 16 of these crackers using the 4 sheets you get, because you get 2 of each of these sheets. You'd make 16 crackers all in one pot. It would look amazing because they're all going to be colour coordinated. Okay, so got enough now to make my 4. Let's just grab my scoreboard. Now the measurements can be quite familiar if you've seen the cracker one, the lantern one already. Let me do it on the plain side, it'll be easier to see. So with the 4.25 on the top, we're going to score 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then turn it around. It doesn't matter if the tab goes on the top or bottom with this one, because we're going to do the same measurements on both sides. So the measurements are going to be 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5. And then from here, we're going to go back 1/2 inch to 5, 4.5, and 4. So we're coming in 1/2 inch increments and making 3 score lines from each edge. So just going to burnish them a bit more. Okay. So now, I don't think it's showing up very well on this paper. We've got 3 1/2 inch lines down this side and this side, and this way is 1 inch columns, like so. So I'm going to now fold that 1/4 inch upwards. So if my solid is facing me, my cracker is going to have the pattern. And I'm going to fold and burnish along each of those 1 inch score lines. And then I'm going to grab my envelope punch board. With this paper folded, the fold is going to go into my punch. Now, I want that half-inch notch, not half-inch notch, the oval notch in the middle of the halfway between that half and 1.5. So I'm going to line it up at 1 inch and punch. And I'm going to slide it up to 4.5 inches and punch again. And that's going to give me one in the middle of the other side. So now I'm going to fold it over. So I've got a new fold line now to go into just 1 inch and 4.5 inches. Fold over again, 1 and 4.5. And fold over the next one, 1 and 4.5. And the last one then has no fold, but we still need to do the punches. 1, so just going through a single layer here now, and 4.5. So what we've done is created one of those little sort of traditional cracker shapes. So I call this sort of the neck or the shoulder. We're going to fold the neck over and just give it a gentle score. And we've got 2 this time, so we need to do the other side as well. Just a gentle burnish. Then in the middle of those sort of fancy ovals, we're just going to fold them back and just give those a very gentle press down, hardly any. And then for the top, I find it easy to flip it over and score it across, burnish across those. So what we've done is we have our central piece going up, then those 2 pieces coming in, and then the top of the cracker like so. And you can ink now, or you can ink once it's done. But I'm just going to take some black soot distress ink, and you can fold and ink up these edges. You're also going to feel those fold lines go over. So this is nice for the Halloween treats. So, you know, it's optional, but it highlights the edges and gives it a more older, distressed feel. Hence the name, isn't it? Distress ink. And it catches those score lines nicely as well. So it just highlights things. And then just up the edge there as well. Okay. So that's the side of the paper that's going to show. So I'm going to turn it over. And with it being just 4 sides, if I fold over one edge, I can then glue that tab, this tab, and that tab. And then turn it around, and I can fold this to meet, try and line up those score lines, like so, and hold it down for a little bit. There we go. And when you just press in each side, it'll form that cracker shape. And then you just take some ribbon, some wax cord I've got here, your baker's twine, whatever you want to be using, you can just tie up and cut I said in the first video yesterday, wax cord is my go-to because the wax on top sort of helps keep it tight because it sort of melts on itself, but then you can sort of give it a little wiggle and the wax, once it's melted, will keep its shape a little bit. And there we go. I told you these were going to be nice, easy treat holders this year. And give it, especially where we've added the glue now, we can just add a bit more ink. And it does make quite a bit of a difference. And there we go. So there's our crackers. So we've got 2 sizes of lanterns and we've got our crackers already. And of course you would fill it up before tying. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed number 2. If you have, please, a little thumbs up and a comment below will really help. Really do appreciate it. And if you do have a go at them, make sure you head to Facebook and go to Paper Crafting with Paul, or I'll have a link in the description below for you to come and share your versions with me in my Facebook group. So take some photos and share them. And I said that's number 2 down. See you tomorrow for number 3.